The Independent News, brought to you by the Remington Micro Screen Shaver and by Oil of Olay.
We have this late story just into our newsroom. A small mid-air explosion has sent some Eastern Airlines passengers to the hospital. An Eastern Airlines 737 had just left St. Croix in the Virgin Islands with 70 passengers aboard. The plane was headed for Miami. Suddenly, the air conditioning malfunctioned, sparked, and sent smoke and noxious fumes through the cabin. The plane did return to St. Croix safely, and 4 passengers were taken to a local hospital for x-rays. No serious injuries reported. The passengers are expected to continue on to Miami tomorrow. And now, updating our top story, the tense hijacking situation in Malta is over, but there is a heavy casualty list. Egyptian commandos stormed the Egypt Air jetliner, and reports indicate as many as 50 people are dead, including 8 children. The State Department cannot officially confirm a report that one American woman was among those killed by the hijackers before the siege. But at a news conference tonight, the pilot of the hijacked jet did say one American was killed. The other Americans, 2 other Americans, wounded. The pilot described the hijackers as, quote, first-class killers, saying that when the Egyptian commando raid began, the hijackers ran through the cabin, throwing grenades and shooting. One, he said, came to the cockpit to kill the captain. Said the pilot, I don't know why he tried to kill me, I guess for the fun of it. The pilot, however, managed to grab a fire axe and kill the hijacker. And that's our report for this Sunday, November 24th. I'm Marvin Scott. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night and a great week ahead.
WPIX operates a news bureau in New Jersey at 223 Montross Avenue, Rutherford, New Jersey. The telephone number is area code 201-933-6881.
11's Alive with the 11 Alive Film Festival next.
A recent WPIX editorial focused on the nurses union at St. Barnabas Medical Center in Livingston, New Jersey, which had presented Governor Kane with petitions opposing changes in New Jersey's licensing procedures that would in effect establish 2 classes of nurses, one requiring a 4-year degree and one a 2-year degree. While the American Nurses Association has long believed this change would provide better care for patients, many nurses disagree, noting that only 1 in 5 nurses nationwide would be qualified for professional status, and fearing that the others would soon be second-class citizens. The management of WPIX feels the problem is a shortage of nurses, not quality of care, and since this change would make it harder to become a professional registered nurse, we sided with the nurses union and opposed the ANA plan. The viewers who wrote to us on this issue were equally divided. Irene McDonnell of the Bronx had this to say, and I quote, I agree with the nurses who oppose the proposal to extend nurses' degrees to a 4-year requirement. I also agree with Bert Lance, quote, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. We need job satisfaction and decent pay to keep nurses in their profession rather than having them constantly leaving. And that ends that opinion. However, Carolyn McNamara, a registered nurse from Montvale, New Jersey, wrote, and I quote, I disagree. I've become convinced that nurses should stand on an even educational level with their colleagues. Why should the person most responsible for the patient's well-being need the least formal education? And that ends that quote. We share these comments on licensing nurses because we think you should know what your neighbors are thinking, and we urge you to continue to write to us about PIX editorials.
You can give so much more when you make Arthur's your Christmas store.
Save on fine jewelry and more during Arthur's holiday sale.
From Conair, the new high-energy 1250 hairdryer gives you professional results with the look of today. It features 2 speed settings, universal voltage, and 1,250 watts of drawing power. Available in 4 hot fashion colors.
When you make Arthur's your Christmas store.
This is WPIX New York.
Star Movie will continue after these messages.
Myth. There are no negative mental or physical effects from cocaine. Fact. The depression which follows cocaine use is more intense than the so-called brief high users crave. The drug dangerously increases heart rate, blood pressure, and body temperature. It can cause hallucinations, convulsions, even death. These are the facts. The choice is up to you. A message from the Elks National Foundation Drug Awareness Council.
11's alive with Emergency. Next. Set your table and carve your Thanksgiving turkey with style this year. Get expert tips Tuesday at 10:30 on Best Talk in Town.